To a restart. Wow, Sato with a big jump on Montoya. Here comes Graham Rahal to Montoya's inside.
Montoya falls back to 4th.
And Will Power gets tagged. He tags Castro Neves. Crash exiting turn 2.
Well, this probably helps the guys in front that were looking at their yellow.
Of all the cars for...
And the interesting thing that this probably does, the guy that was 5th in line that probably could have gone all the way to the end was Power.
There's the yellow flag, full course. Will Power's car in the wall, exiting turn 2. And clipping his teammate, Helio Castro Neves, going across the track.
That's a hard one to explain on Monday.
Yeah, like I said, Will Power had pitted a lot later, so he probably could have gone to the end. So if those guys in the front had faltered and not made it because of the fuel mileage, then he was looking pretty good. But now he's taking himself out.
Now, the red flag is being displayed by IndyCar officials. They will bring all cars to pit road. They will stop the race to try and clean up the track and see if they can get the fans a green flag finish.
And they cannot work on the cars.
So what happened to Will Power exiting that tricky turn number 2?
Remember, very difficult coming up over the hill. This is where the creek is underneath. Looks like he gets a little tap from the 19, which just sends his car sideways and goes and takes out his teammate.
At that point, he was totally out of control.
So
he gets clipped
19,
right here.
Tristan Vautier is on the inside, just enough over that high part of the racetrack when the car is light anyways, doesn't have contact with the ground.
And Marco's just relieved they went to the left because he had absolutely nowhere to go.
So bringing the field down pit road and stopping them under the red flag to clean this mess up. There are 6 laps to go in the race. There'll be 5 when they roll back out onto the racetrack. And the field is stopped here in Detroit. And this adds to the layers on the onion of what's going to determine the winner of this one. Now look at Takuma Sato on the restart.
Amazing move, very courageous. Important to get those passes done on the restart because that's the easiest time to pass a car, but very risky here at Detroit.
And Eddie, you mentioned that Juan Pablo, maybe a little bit of sleep on that restart. Not something that he's usually doing because he's usually the aggressive guy.
Get ready.
Now it's green. Now you can pass, and here comes Sato. Sato never gives you a chance if he has the possibility to pass.
That's Montoya's finger on the button, complaining on the radio about that, I'm sure.
Green, green, green.
He almost hit the pit entrance wall.
Well, interesting turn of events late here in Detroit. We check with Doc.
Yeah, let's check in with Roger Penske. And Roger, you love seeing your guys race each other, but you don't see them like it having contact. From your vantage point, what happened out there?
I couldn't tell. It was pretty mixed up there on the start, and they got over the hill here. I couldn't see it, so for me to say what happened, I don't know. All I know is we got 2 good cars out, but what a race, you know, for the fans here. They waited here all day long here in Detroit, and we'll see what the finish is going to bring. It's going to be exciting.
I know you're up here calling Helio's pits, but it looks like some of these guys are really close on fuel, including Juan Pablo Montoya. Now with the red flag, is it? I mean, how much of a gamble is it these last few laps to be able to have enough fuel to finish?
I think they're all right on fuel. I think with these last few yellows, that put them in a good spot here. They'll make it without a problem.
Okay, Roger Penske. Let's go to Rick.